to ballerina. Absolutely beautiful transition. So there's a couple of little things that we'll go through in this lesson to help make it nice and smooth. Firstly, the spin direction does matter because as you're unwinding from your seahorse, we want to make sure that we're going with the spin. So we're going to get into our seahorse today from a side climb, a backward spinning side climb through Genie and then into seahorse. Secondly, and probably most importantly, you want to give yourself a little bit of space to slide down the pole as you're kind of twizzling out of that seahorse into your ballerina, because we have to get our hips all the way around in the correct position to get into our ballerina and hook the leg, and we don't want that to be clunky. So if you try to do it all in one spot, trying to get all the way around, you can hit your thigh on the pole, and yeah, that just makes it a bit clunky. So if you slide down a little bit, then you can keep twisting and you can hook that leg into ballerina a lot more smoothly. So a little bit of space to slide down. Now, it really doesn't matter if you want to get into your seahorse and if you want to use this combo in a routine or in a dance or something like that, you can get into your seahorse any way you want to, as long as you've got that backward spin that will create that smooth flow. So today we're just going to get into it from a side climb. So with your seahorse, of course, there are so many different types of grips that you can do with seahorse. For today, so that we have as few grip changes as possible, which is another way to make things a lot like kind of flow, a bit more pretty, yeah, is less grip changes. So we're going to have our top hand in twisty and our bottom hand in cup grip. So we call this candy grip. So I don't know what you call it, but I'm just going to call it candy. So the top hand is in twisty and then the bottom hand is in cup grip. And it's going to be your cup grip that comes down just behind your butt, like just underneath your butt, into a split grip. So it is important at this point that we get into that split grip so that we can use our arms in twisty and split to turn into our ballerina. Yep, so as well, we don't want to hook on that hand, so another reason why we want to give it a little bit of slide as we're transitioning. So let's just start by taking a side climb, getting into our Genie and then into our seahorse, and just getting that cup grip around to the back and then leaning into the spin to start to unwind out of that seahorse. So hand on, leaning with the spin or in the direction of your bottom hand. Let's give it a try. All right, so we'll go from our side climb and we want to spin backwards. Yep, into your Genie, and then top leg goes over, of course, for your seahorse, cup grip, and then into your twisty. Cup grip, hand comes behind your butt in split grip, and lean into your spin and start to slide down. Yeah, so it really is in that slide that creates that soft transition into your ballerina. So let's try that again, and we'll go a little bit higher this time, and then from that seahorse, hand down, going in the direction of this bottom hand. So we're going with that arm, and now's the time that we want to just slide down enough so that we can get our hips all the way around in order to hook that leg into your ballerina. So let's just try a little bit more height, sliding down, and keep twisting. It's always just that tiny little bit further than you think. Keep rotating so that we can get that leg into ballerina. Let's give it a try. So we'll go a little bit higher. All right. And into your seahorse. Bottom hand comes down. Start to unwind, go in the direction of that arm, slide it down, and hook the leg close to the floor. Okay, so that little bit of slide helps us to hook that leg. And finally, just for this particular transition and particular combo, we're going to do a ballerina variation where we just bring the hands softly, just kind of towards the chest. So you want a soft elbow. And when you do that movement, you want to think, to make it flow, you want to think about sweeping your hand down to the floor and fingertips point towards your armpit, down and here. Yeah. And to create that kind of romantic feminine shape, we're actually going to accentuate our butt a little bit. So you're going to get into your ballerina, sweep the hand down, fingertips come up, and then just accentuate your butt. So in a ballerina, we're here and we just want to go like that. And just that tiny little movement will just give it that beautiful feminine, like kind of femininity to the pose. So let's put it all together and go from our side climb. All right, the whole thing, let's do it. So we go backwards in our side climb. And then we hook. And into your seahorse, cut grip, thread through, into your full seahorse. Bring that cut grip down behind your butt. Start to slide down the pole. Spin in, sweep down and up, and then just let your butt stick out a little bit for that beautiful line. And that's it.